Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory before you guys get into this very long video. It was ending my night. I did a surprise stream for my viewers, leading into the DeathGarden launch tomorrow, as my final farewell, and to kind of give people closure on why did I leave and things like that. At the very end of the night, you're going to hear the video start with like a Wraith rant, explaining, kind of a little blow to develop my not believing behavior stuff, ... We were talking about the potential Wraith buffs upcoming, and I kind of started like, kind of putting things into perspective before people got a little out of hand and assuming things. So I hope you guys enjoy. It is a very long video, but hopefully this will give some of those people that are like, why did Marth leave? Hopefully it'll give you guys some closure on the exacts on why. And then just kind of put some things into perspective that maybe hopefully things can get better for this game. But other than that, I want to say thank you, Behavior and the DBD community, for an awesome 2 years of laughs, hates, swear words, fists, salty survivors, salty killers. You guys have a great game here that can have so much potential to be so much more. For those who stick around for DBD, I wish you guys luck. For those that are coming to DeathGarden as of tomorrow with me, I'll see you guys in the garden. But other than that, hope you guys enjoy this video. See, that's the thing that you guys see. Here's two situations that you guys seriously need to think about. Okay? And I'm gonna lay this knowledge on you before I leave for the night. And I go on to DeathGarden tomorrow. They are adjusting the Wraith's cloak. But they said they are not going to make it faster. They're just adjusting it. Now here's the thing. With the way the cloak currently feels, it feels like shit. But with the way it does work, it makes Windstorm add-ons really strong. Because Windstorm used to make it to where you would, speed burst, which is correct. But at the very old cloak, you were slow coming out of the final of the cloak. So you were actually having to use that Windstorm as a little bit of a speed boost up to 4.6, and then a little bit past 4.6. The way the cloak works now is you end at 4.6, and then Windstorm kicks in and shoots you faster. So you actually benefit more from the Windstorm now than you did with the old cloak. So now the question is this. Now with the new Wraith buff coming in, will the Wraith still finish at 4.6 movement speed at the end of their uncloaked, or is it going to go back to like the old cloak, to where it's just going to be a smaller, like it's just going to be slower over time, not just a huge dip down and then speed back up. Then two, you have to add the conception of that now Windstorm's going to be built into the Wraith. Well, now are they going to give the Wraith the purple add-on that I have farmed so many of them for? Which is the 1.5 second Windstorm, which actually makes the Wraith somewhat viable, because 0.5 and 1 second doesn't do shit for him. Are they going to give him a 0.5 second Windstorm and then completely take our add-ons away that say, sorry, you can no longer use your stronger Windstorm? So now you've got a Wraith that technically uncloaks slower, and then on top of that, Windstorm's more shit. I've got a feeling, because the way the devs are working, they're going to do something along those lines, and they're going to completely fuck the Wraith over. But they may surprise me. They may make the Wraith somewhat better. Okay, so now he's got a built-in 1.5 second Windstorm. Beautiful. Okay, that works. Awesome. Problem is, his power still doesn't do shit for him in chase. Every killer in the game has a power that helps him in chase one way or another. Trapper, preset traps have a chance of catching that survivor you're in the chase with. Hag can cut off loops. Billy, chainsaws. Nurse, blinks. Huntress, throw hatchets. Clown, throw shit down. Doctor, shock people so they can't use shit. Freddy. Okay, Freddy doesn't have shit that helps him in a chase either, really. So, Freddy and Wraith, the two weakest killers in the game. Pig has the ambush strike. Some might gain potential, but still, that's why she's on my bottom tier list. So, yeah. Fiery Pendragon, insta-downs. He can pop it and then get insta-downs, which can help a little bit. Brandon Myers didn't get buffed. His little buff was, oh, you go 1% faster. So, but that's the thing. Wraith, Freddy, two weakest killers in the game, have nothing that helps them in chase. Their powers are what are called the tracking powers. The problem is finding survivors is not the issue. It's getting them down is the issue. You can find a survivor, but if they sprint burst to a pallet, your power is now worthless. Because recloaking again mid-chase ain't going to do anything for you. Window vault speed, Toya, just run bamboozle. Well, see, Throkers, that's correct. But the problem is you're the Noed Freddy. It's not the Freddy that makes it OP. It's the Noed that makes it OP. It's just, again, I look at this game from a high competitive standpoint. I can kill with any killer and kill survivors most of the time. That's not the hard part about this game. It's not really hard to play killer. It's just, it's very unrewarding to play killer. It's comes to the point to where if you were to put some of the best survivors and some of the best killers, which they recently did in a tournament, the survivors will control the ebb and flow of the game. If the survivors do the generators, they will run the game. If they don't do the generators, they'll lose the game. It's usually how it goes. It's survivors who don't play the game to win. The thing is, for me, I don't like the fact that my game is dictated by if the survivors choose to try to win or not. That's just my problem with the game. Most survivors are mediocre enough to where my skill can out-skill their lack of skill. To where I can make them make mistakes from time to time. But if I was to go against, say, for example, my own D-Pip squad, I would never dictate the flow of that game. I never would. The killer's supposed to be the power role, not the survivors. In this game, they've made it to where they made it 1v1 potential. Like, literally, one survivor can just run a killer for a very long time. Especially on some of the maps that are really broken. Trace? No. Because most multiplayer games have multiple ways you can play the game. Four plays? No, and that's exactly it, Nevermore. And that's why I don't see this game growing. Is the fact that I don't see the devs. LA probably sometime after their dev stream tomorrow. Their dev stream, I think, starts at 11 Pacific Standard Time. Hold on, let me look it up here real quick. August 8th. Oh, wait, no. 8 a.m. Oh, shit. It starts at 8 a.m. PST. Okay. So their dev stream starts at 8 a.m. in the morning PST, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So, rumor has it, it might be for everybody tomorrow. Don't quote me on that. I don't have proof of that. But from a tweet from their community manager made it seem like that might be the case. But we'll find out tomorrow. What's up, Nano? But ultimately, The devs have a lot of work to make this game a high skilled competitive game. It will never be perfectly balanced. I understand that, and I respect that. The thing is with this game that is really needing to get fixed is the fact there's not enough time for killers if survivors decide to do their objective. I have attempted to explain this to the devs time in and time out. As soon as a match starts, a timer begins for the killer. That timer is dictated by the survivors.
Pleases the king.
I just finished getting the killer's event. It took me 197 minutes or 3 hours and 20 minutes in one session. BTW, it is that cool XD.
Adam, thank you for the 100 bits. It's like, I understand that this game will never be perfectly balanced. I know that. It's just, it comes down to the fact that this game could have been so much more. It had potential to become an esport. It had the possibility of becoming like a really popular game. The thing is I understand why they did it, but it still sucks from someone who likes to play games competitively, is the fact they decided to design their game towards the casual side of things, in the sense to where it doesn't take much skill to actually play this game. I respect that. That is their decision. If that's what they want to stick to, that's not a game for me. I like playing games to where I can get better every time I play, where I can learn things, where I can play it. Like with DBD, I still have things I could potentially learn and tricks that might work on some experienced survivors, but the experienced survivors, really, mind game tricks really won't work on them. Like, this is the nature of the beast. It's the way maps are designed, the way the pallet system's designed, the way the speed of the generators can be done. There's just not enough tools for a survivor to survive. You run into the situation to where, yeah, they're going to do what they got to do to survive. I understand that. Killers are going to have to do what they got to do to kill. I understand that. But the concept is there's just not enough things for Survivor to where they have to rely on the shitty map design to survive. The devs have to completely rework that system. And that's, in my eyes, I don't see that happening anytime soon. I would love this game to grow bigger. I would love to come back to Dead by Daylight. But the problem is I cannot realistically see in the next year the devs doing the changes they need to do to make that happen. I feel that it's just going to stay the way it is. They're going to tweak it to where it's less annoying for killers, but the game will still always be dictated by the survivors and the way they play. Ultimately, if survivors decide that they want to play for the objective, they want to play for the win, they will control the game aspect. There will be... Mason, I appreciate it, bud. You're catching me at the end of my rant about my final goodbye to DBD in hopes that maybe it will reach the devs. It's like, I understand I have slammed these devs since the DPIP squad. I have attempted to work with them since day one, attempting to make this game so much better. I got mocked, whatever, it's fine. I turned into the DPIP squad to try to turn it to a mob lynch, to try to get them to understand the game in itself. The flaws with the clock didn't work. I just got McLean's response, but hey, they understand it's not balanced. It's just the question is are they willing to take the steps to balance it? Which I don't think will be the case, because there's going to be way too many mad survivors. Well, no, Fresh, it's not dying. The game isn't dying. It's a casual dream. It's a cyberbully dream. People that want to inflate their E-peen and think they've got a big dick in this game is really good for survivors. It's just the concept of DBD is a great game. It will last for a few years. Monto, I'll see you tomorrow, man. I have faith.
Have a great night, Marth. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow again, Monto. Thank you for the bits, bud. This game will live on. I don't see this game dying like Friday the 13th. I don't see, this game is going to survive for a good couple of years. The thing is I don't think it's got too much long-term left behind it. It might. The devs might surprise me, and if they do, great. I would love to come back to the game. But the thing is they've got to fix the clock. The clock is too short. It's too controlled by the survivors. DS, eventually, whenever it gets picked out. Instamed kits. Brand new parts finally got nerfed. Infinite windows are still a bitch. Shroop, and it probably wasn't, but it had potential to be. And the thing is that really drives me the most insane from the start is this game could have been competitive. It's not. I've come to terms with that. I've respected it. That's why I've stepped away. No, and in my opinion, they do too. Because look at League of Legends. League of Legends is really strong because it's competitive. Fortnite's becoming more competitive, and it's growing more fields because of the esports that they're pushing through. Yeah, Batman, true. There are no longer infinites in this game. They are very long time wasters. Okay? In regards to where a survivor can run a window 3 times in a row with no penalties. Scratch, I'm sorry to hear that, bud. But it's a niche game that will curb a lot of people's... I started off tonight doing a lot of killing. I'm actually ending right now. I'm just pretty much just talking and chilling with you guys right now before I just end it. But a lot of it comes down to... There's a lot of shitty windows. They're gone in Chapter 9, fresh, and I'll wait to see if that's the truth. Because if I had the ability to find the clip, the reason why I don't believe anything these devs say until I see it, I want to flash back to the double pallet removal dev stream, where they were all over the fact that they were nerfing pallet spawns, there were going to be less pallets on maps, that the pallets were all going on a boat and going away to Never Never Land. Then, the next slide, they showed an example of Grim Pantry.
I never chat. I'm almost a lurk-only sub/viewer, but you are one of my faves to watch. Marth love. I hope you have a blast with DeathGarden. Marth love.
Tiger, thank you for the 2 months, bud. I appreciate it. Oh no, it's all good. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it, Tiger. Okay, so the very next slide is the Grim Pantry. Rose, thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Was the pantry. And they showed how many pallets they removed from Grim Pantry. Chat, can you guys tell me how many pallets were removed from Grim Pantry in their big pallet patch? How many pallets were removed and went on the boat? One flippin' pallet. One pallet was removed from Grim Pantry. Okay? Then it gets even worse. It gets even worse than that. I don't think you guys even understand how much worse it got. Then Matt Walker goes and says, we went across all the maps and we set a limit to how many pallets can spawn. Because some maps had too few and some maps had too many. So, if you guys don't catch what I mean by that, is they uploaded new pallet spawns to almost every new map upon removing the double pallets. And the most that they removed was maybe 1 pallet per map. So maps that used to be killer friendly, Shelter Woods, Rotten Fields, there might be a couple of others that I'm forgetting used to actually be good maps for killers, turned into freaking the safest pallet havens I've ever fucking seen. So they increased the minimum cap. So many maps seen many new pallet spawns and many new pallets. And then the most that they removed is like 1 pallet on Grim Pantry. So in theory, they smoke screened the pallet spawns. Chitty, thank you for gifting a sub to Batman. Batman, welcome back for 7 months. So they do that. So now pallet maps are all over the place now. Mostly every farm map is a piece of shit for killers now. Wait, hold on. Well, no, Philly, and that if you actually were here at the start of my rant, you would actually heard what I said, to where for them to even make this game competitive, they would have to completely rework the whole game, and that's why I don't feel this game would ever be fixed. Because they have to give survivors more tools for survival. They, right now, because of their crap game design and their crap map design, survivors rely on that stuff. I don't hold it against you guys as survivors. I don't. It's not your fault that the core game design is that bad. So trust Philly. No, I agree 100%. If they were just to completely shred stuff, it would fuck it up for survivors. That's why they have to rework it. They have to fix a lot of shit. They have to give survivors more ways of surviving. The problem is, I don't think that's going to happen. If it does, it would be DBD II. They would have to start someone fresh over again. But honestly, if the clock, which is the primary issue with this game, wasn't such shit, the current maps probably wouldn't be that bad. The timer is just too short for killers. The survivors dictate that. We've proved that with our no perk squad. Finishing 5 generators in less than 3 minutes. Philly, no. That would be a boring way to fix it. They need to add an extra objective. Coal World, ways to juke better. To like maybe hide. Kind of like with DeathGarden. If you lose sight of killer, you have a lot of brush to potentially hide in. is what I'm referring to. Adding just an extra objective. You know, maybe they have to go find, like, granted, it's just as an example. This is one that I preached for a very long time. It just adds maybe an extra minute or two to the game. Survivors spawn into the game. They cannot immediately work on generators. They literally just have to go find a toolkit, which there's multiple across the map, just like the totem spawns. They find the toolkit, and then they can start working on generators for the rest of the match. They don't have to find multiple parts each time for each generator. All they have to do is just find their little toolkit, which sometimes might be 20 seconds, might be 40 seconds. You never know. But at least gives it a little bit of stuff. It's just, they need to add something to increase the clock that's not generators. Because holding M1 is boring. And it's stupid fucking boring easy. Literally, that game on Haddonfield, I was memeing it up for the fucking, what was it, the first, I didn't miss a skill check until Chitty ruined my skill check streak. I still blame you, Chitty. But it's like, hitting skill checks isn't hard. Powering through Ruin isn't hard. It's like, the issue is that they will end up doing nothing or overdoing it and make killer far too easy. Throkers, I don't think the devs will ever make killers too strong. I never think that'll happen. They've proven it time in and time out that they have kitty gloves when it comes to killer buffs. But it just comes down to the clock is crap. Map design is crap. So many troubled windows still survive in this match. Okay, I understand that doing whole map rework is shit. Okay, I know it's going to take time for that to happen. Okay, but like Jen was in here earlier talking about, and it makes 100% sense. You've got the wretched shop. Oh, did it die? I guess I really don't need this anymore anyway, really. But you've got Wretched Shop. Oh, wait, hold on. I better give this some sound or it's going to hate me. Okay. It's got the 3-window spawn. Wait, is that Wretched Shop? Yeah, it's Wretched Shop. Okay. It's got the 3-window spawn. That has 2 very shit windows. And a window that is still as usable. Okay. We know troubled windows are an issue. Why the hell have they not just blocked off the 2 windows? Why do they still leave it at random? Same with Torment Creek. Okay, if you guys are good at band-aid fixing, just perma-block some of those windows. Fractured Cowshed, add a blocker on one of the 2 windows. Like you did for Asylum. You know, it's a band-aid fix, but at least it makes it somewhat less abusable. And it doesn't take much to block the fucking window. Hey, Oracle, I appreciate it, bud. It's like, and those are the things that really nerf and irk me so much. It's like, I understand completely shredding maps is going to take time. I understand this. And I understand it's going to take a lot of balancing stuff. But I was reading a Scott Junn Twitter, I think it was a week ago he posted it. It's like something that's a good idea. It might sound stupid, but it's true. Take away the fucking procedural of the maps for a while. Just sit down and design some well-designed, balanced maps for now until you can figure out the procedural system. But it's like, and that's a possibility. It's like there's ways to get around things which are easy fixes. But it's one of those things that's like, this game has done so many wonders for me. I have given this game so much flack over the last couple of years. But Well, but see, the thing is, Dorian, but if the map is balanced, then memorizing the maps wouldn't be too much of an issue. Because, yeah, they may know where the pallets are going to spawn, but if the maps, you know, maybe they force you to actually lose the killer more. Maybe they put some more shrubbery out to where you can hide more into bushes and stuff, like they do with Pale Rose with the Reeves. You know, it gives you the ability to break LOS and do stuff like that. You know, there's just so many potential options that they can do to make this game so much better. Well, no, Shroop, and I understand that. I understand that it's not going to be easy to do so. I'm not saying it's going to be, you know, the most easiest thing in the world, that it's going to be something that they can do in a month or 2 months. I understand that. The thing is they are allowing maps that are similar to maps that they have put blockers on maps, you know, to fix things. And yet they just slack and don't do it for the rest of the maps. It's just, they're backwards thinking, like, especially from this last Q&A, and it just drives me fucking bonkers. It's like, they're gonna nerf Bloodlust. Okay, I understand that. Bloodlust is a fucking piece of shit thing. But the problem is it's needed because you guys can't design your maps. House loops, Windows loops, Ironworks, you know, things like that, where a survivor just bluntly runs the same windows for over and over and over and over again, where there is no mind game potential. That's where Bloodlust comes into play. But they want to nerf it before they fix those trouble windows. Like, really? And don't even get me fucking started on the pallet stun, flashlight stun. You can do it any time when the killer's picking up a survivor. That wasn't a bug. That was an intended feature, but it came out too soon. They were intending that to be true. They need somebody, quality to control, that's high up to slap the damn whoever makes these decisions and get this stuff in the right order. It's like they have so much damn potential with this game. I love this game so much. I hate the road that they've gone down. They will hopefully, because I would love to come back, potentially fix this game to where maybe it is a little bit more competitive. But it's got so much that needs to be fixed. Realistically, I know it's not going to be fixed anytime soon. And it's the reason why I had to step away from this game. It's like, I understand, like, I can kill with no questions asked. It's like, and a lot of other killer mains can kill like there's no tomorrow. And a lot of it isn't because of our skill. Granted, our skill does matter. It's too fucking dictated by the survivor's gameplay. It's ridiculous how much survivors can just dictate the ebb and flow of this game, even against some of the best killers. During the experiments, I understand we didn't face always the best killers. I've had some of the better killers in this game purposely snipe us. And they brought the fucking kitchen sink, the bus, the fucking train, the plane, you name it, they fucking attempted to bring it. And as much as they wanted to, and their skill level is good, and I deem them great killers, not one of them was able to grasp firm control of the games against us. Not one. And any time they even came close to gaining control on us, we had unbreakables if they were slugging us, and we had decisive strikes when they picked us up. There is so many ways a survivor can swing that pendulum right back into their favor. A killer cannot. I can get 4 like literally my game earlier tonight. They weren't decent survivors, so they weren't able to regain control. But I had a Wraith game tonight that I literally 4-manned, slugged them down. Bang, 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 bang. I hooked one of them. I moved after the second person and picked them up to go hook them. First person Kobe's and reset the match. Pretty much. If it wasn't a Kobe, if one of them had Unbreakable, it could have done the same thing. A DS could have done the same thing. Any of them had an Insta-med kit, it would have reset the pendulum. Survivors have a lot of tools, which I understand, why they're there. But they are too strong compared to the clock the killer has. A killer has to rely too much on survivors' mistakes. But yet, survivors have so many tools when they fuck up. This is my plea to you, behavior. You guys have a very potential good game. Your DeathGarden team has blown me away with the way they've improved their game from alpha to beta. And I've heard a lot of good things about coming up in early access. Even from the patch notes, I agree with them. Your other team has learned what not to be like you guys. You guys have potential to make this game so much better. It's gonna take time. But you guys need to get your stuff in line. You guys come up with these patches. Great, like this last patch. You guys tweaked a lot of good perks. The new Save the Best for Last. It's actually somewhat decent again. But you want to know something? I can't really give you 100% props for it. Because you guys nerfed the fucking shit out of it when you didn't need to back in the day. I understand machine gun build was bitch. I understand that. Unrelenting and Save the Best for Last was too strong together. You know the simple fix for that? They don't stack. Brandon, thank you for the host, bud. That would have been the simple fix back then. But for a year and a half, it was complete shit. And you guys brought it back to where it's playable. Granted, you guys should have just left it at the 40% and left it at that. Just immediately put it at 40%. There's just absolutely no reason why it couldn't have been. But in its current state, at least it's better than what it was. I don't know. It's like there's so many game-breaking bugs that are still in this game that every time you guys push new content, and I've said this months ago, you guys, like, I said this months to a year ago, I believe. When you guys made an announcement, I believe it was January of 2017. I think it was the first dev stream of the year, or the dev stream at the end of 2016. That you guys were going to be focusing on a lot of game-breaking bugs and fixes. And kind of pushing away from new content. New content was going to come, but you guys were going to fix a lot of bugs. The problem is, every new patch you guys release comes with a shit ton of game-breaking bugs. One way or another, something breaks. It's the nature of gaming. It happens. The problem is we still have so many bugs and issues since day one of this game. Because you guys keep pushing content. You guys end up, long story short, making your guys' code more spaghetti. Spaghetti code. And that may be the issue why nothing gets fixed, really. I am not there in Montreal. I think that's where you guys are stationed out of. I'm not a professional game programmer. I've not been on, you know, all that good stuff. But what I do understand is Dead by Daylight. And from one, I guess you can say OG veteran killer to you guys have slightly improved. But you guys are not improving enough. And then you guys have such a great patch like you guys did. And then you guys completely fuck it over with ideas you guys want to do for the next patch. You guys band-aid the major issues in this game. You don't actually fix the major issues. What's the major issue? And I leave it at this. Time. Time is the issue. Fix the time, and a lot of these other issues wouldn't be an issue. Add an objective. There's so much potential you guys can do. Make it to where they can't all repair generators. Maybe after repairing a generator, that, you know, there's just so many different potential ways of adding an objective to this game. Fix the time aspect, and you may not even have to fix most of the maps. But yet, we don't see new ways or new objectives or anything of that sort. And if I remember correctly, you guys said that there wouldn't be any other objectives ever added to this game. Which, I don't know if you guys have contradicted that thought process yet, or if you guys are still standing by that process. Yeah, pretty much Andromeda. They wouldn't add objectives, aka content. But if you guys put half the effort you guys do into this game, like you guys do with the cosmetics, I don't think I have ever seen you guys push this much content in the last few months like you guys have with this store. It's popular. I tried saying this a long fucking time ago. The skin stores are going to get you guys the money. Maybe hold back on the DLC content. And maybe actually add new objective content. Fix some of the game-breaking things that break the team. Well, Shroop, bud, you're thinking too logical here, man. The cosmetic team isn't the same as the balance team? It is. Because the cosmetic team has to get with the animation team. The animation team is what's holding up the DS change. And that's the situation. It's like, I'm not even saying that they're the same team. I'm just stating that they have pushed more out in the last year with this store than they have in any other actual real bug fix patches. They're going in the right direction, Shroop. But the problem is each time they take a step forward, they take 3 steps back. In one way or another. So, it's like, hopefully Chapter 9's huge. Maybe they'll actually come out with a huge balance patch sometime in the future. So, it's like Vince went to Montreal, and I think, was it on a stream? I think I heard him say that I was going to be excited for the next patch. It's like, I hope so. I hope he's right. So, it's like, I want this game to succeed. I want this game to grow. It's a game that I grew my stream on. It's like, from one night of, like, I was gone for what, 2 weeks of playing Warframe, 3 weeks of Warframe? I just out of the blue decided to fucking play DBD. I mean, literally out of the blue.
Your donation pleases the
And
game.
I'm 10 times what I was running playing any other game this last couple of weeks. This is where I grew. This is where, most of my family is going to stay. But the thing is this game, I don't know if it's spaghetti code or if it's someone holding up this game. But hopefully in the next couple of years it gets better. It's just running around in circles, vaulting windows isn't hard to do. Skill checks are just M1 simulators. They're not skill checks. Maybe make skill checks actually skillful. So, but I pray for those who stay with DBD. I hope you guys have a very good time with the game. I hope the devs can make the game better for you. I hope you guys can enjoy the fun moments you guys can get. Survivors, don't be entitled little brats. Killers, just understand the concept that you don't run the game. You never will. But it's one of those situations to where it's like, I wish you guys luck. DBD has been good, but it still has a lot more potential. It's going to be up to behavior. Can they bring the Marth back? We'll see.